Oh, YouTube, it's a beautiful day today. It is Sushi Wednesday, and I have to go give a massage, and then I might go to Staples to pick up some ink for our printer, and then I'm gonna pick up some sushi. Then I am going to my friend's house for Wasted Wednesday. Well, I'll proceed to drink a pint of vodka and wash my cares away. So I was hit with an epiphany today while I was taking a shower. It has to do with communism. I don't know why I was thinking about communism while I was in the shower, but there you have it. And the thing with communism, for many people, they thought communism was a form of creating a utopia, a utopian environment where nobody's jealous of anybody and there won't be any violent crimes because everybody's on the same playing field as your neighbor. You have everything your neighbor has. And you know what? That does sound like a utopia, doesn't it? But listen to this. I also had this very strong insight that said it's evil. It's like pure, it's an evil totalitarian system that is put in place by people appointed to power, because there's always going to be someone who makes the decisions for us. And communism doesn't work. There's always going to be someone in power. But that's not the only reason why communism doesn't work. But I'm going to explain why communism is completely evil. Just let me go to work first. Hey, someone put a toilet there near the dumpster. Can you throw toilets inside dumpsters? This is my spot, because it's like a little short parking space, and it's kind of perfect for my trike. Alright guys, I'm gonna go to work and give a massage. When I was giving my massage, I'm done now, I'm all done with work. When I was giving my massage, I had a really great idea that, so listen to this. I have enough money right now to get my teeth fixed. I'm thinking, instead of fixing my teeth, I should invest my money into the stock market crash. Because then, you know, I could maybe triple my money, and I could take it back out. I could get my teeth fixed and have like 3 times as much money as when I started. And I thought it was a great idea. After my massage, I look at the stock market and see how low it's gotten, you know, and guess what? I'm not the only one who had that idea. Now it's like it's getting back up there to what it normally was before it crashed. So yeah, I missed it. I missed my opportunity. Just like that, everything, I could have tripled my money in what, like 2 hours, and now it's already too late. So I'm a little hungry. I'm gonna stop at Dunkin' Donuts to get some avocado toast. Get some avocado toast. Avocado toast costs $5.57 now. Delicious avocado toast, and now I have to go to Staples for some printer ink. I can't believe it's already 5:30. It's starting to get chilly out. It's only a 15-minute ride, so... Oh, gotta turn it on. So as I was saying about communism being evil, it's evil on the large scale. If it's a small population, it's not so bad, because it's something that everybody agrees to, and it's what they signed up for. They like it on the small scale. But on the large scale, not everybody wants the same thing, and they don't want to be forced into something they don't want to do. With communism, the government owns everything. There's no private businesses. I would never be able to have my little massage business. If I did, I would have to pay like all of the money, all my profits would go straight to the government, because the government, they're the ones who dole out the money for everybody. That's what communism is. It's everyone gets the same stuff. They get universal health care, rations for food. They're taken care of like it's a community. People have to fall in line. If they don't, then they're going to be punished. I asked ChatGPT to give me some examples of what went wrong with communism, and it's all about, you know, genocide really, and oppressing people, horrible inequalities. So it made me think, like, well, if communism doesn't work on the large scale of things, then what would work? What would be a utopia, like a real utopia that we can build towards? And the answer is there will never be a utopia, ever. Let's pretend it's years and years in the future where robots are everywhere. Every job imaginable can be done with a robot, and that also includes a massage therapist. I know in the movie AI with Haley Joel Osment, there were robots that looked human, so I'm thinking that, you know, like that far into the future where robots look human, and let's say they do everything for us. They're just very obedient. All the jobs will be gone, basically. And you think, well, there's gonna still be jobs for programmers or people who have to repair the robots, but not necessarily. Listen, we're so far into the future now that robots can program themselves and they could fix themselves. If they don't have jobs, they're not gonna make any money to buy things. So corporations are gonna go out of business because their products aren't being sold, because there's no money going around. Everybody doesn't have a job because of robots. So when that happens, which it might actually happen in the future, it's not crazy to think. When that happens, we're going to have no choice but to revert to a communistic society, because there's not going to be any private corporations left standing. The economy is going to be gone. The government, they get their money from the taxpayers, and if the taxpayers aren't making any money, the government's going to be broke. They're going to have to switch to communism before this happens, because if they don't switch in time, then there's not going to be anything left. There's not going to be a government. There's not going to be any jobs. It's just going to be a bunch of robots. So this thing with Donald Trump, what he's doing with the tariffs, now I could understand him wanting to bring back jobs to the U.S. because before the U.S. started trading with all these countries, we were actually very successful economically. But since we started the global trade, the jobs were no longer needed, factories closed down, yada yada. All this stuff happened, right? Because of global trade. My Nana and my mother, even my dad, like, they all worked in factories. There aren't many factories left open because everything is overseas. Before the global trade even happened, people were getting paid very good salaries to work in a factory. They were getting paid like $30 an hour. They didn't have to be educated. They made enough to actually provide for a family of 4 and own a house. When other countries started offering the same services, paying their workers $1.30 an hour, that's when the corporations said, well, let's get out of the U.S. and over here to these countries. I just don't personally see how we can go back in time to the way it used to be. Going back in time to the way things were is kind of impossible now, because we rely so much on other countries for parts. Like, they might be assembled in the US, but all the parts are foreign. I used to have that car. See that Cube, the Nissan Cube? I used to have one of those. I gotta run into Staples real quick and pick up some printer ink. I did it. I got my ink. This is the ink that I need. Let's see if it'll fit in the trunk. Look at that. No problem. I could put my purse in the trunk as well. Yeah. Why not? Now we're off to the Big Y to pick up some sushi, and it's $5.50. You know what I would like to do? I would really like to start talking like Jennifer Coolidge. Flowy and relaxing. Everybody really likes Jennifer Coolidge. $1 oyster Thursdays. Westbrook Lobster. I used to work at Westbrook Lobster. Oh, I hated the people there. There was a gay boy that used to work there, and he always got so much hate. Real hate crimes towards that boy. Let's say that you have a society that's now run by robots. The robots do everything for the humans, and it's nice for a while. But then, what happens when people don't work? Guess what happens? They get lazy, they get stupid. Usually technology happens when you're trying to solve a problem. And if there is no problem to be solved, then you don't need to discover new tools. You don't need to create anything new. Have I rambled this whole time, or am I making sense? This is our future, guys. The robots are going to take over eventually, and this is our future. And the government, maybe they have to step in now and shake things up and turn us communists. Maybe they have to do that now before the rise of the robots. Maybe that's why Trump is doing what he's doing, because he has to save the government before it collapses. Like, what if they know something that we don't? I'm just thinking about this because I'm thinking how, like, the stock markets are crashing. That's not sustainable. They can't stay that low and expect people to start opening up businesses here instead of overseas, because nobody's gonna have money to invest in brand new companies or even existing companies, because all their money is lost from the stocks being so low. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if there aren't any investors out there to grow our production line here in the States, if there's no money to do that, then how are we going to make these parts, and how are we going to pay for cheap labor in the States when the cheap labor is $15 an hour? Isn't it like 15 minimum wage? I just don't, I'm so confused, because I'm trying to see like the deeper picture, you know, like I'm trying to make sense of it, and that's why I'm thinking about robots. Trying to make sense of all this. If all these corporations lose their money, if there's a hiring freeze, they're not hiring anybody, over time they're also gonna start laying people off. Their products and services are no longer needed, so those big 500 Fortune companies, they're out. They're SOL. Maybe there's a hidden agenda that the government wants to be the ones to own everything. You know, that also doesn't make sense, because Trump believes in capitalism. He loves capitalism, and he protects the people with money. Supposedly. I'm just so confused. Here we are, we're at the Big Y. I'm parking in my usual spot. My friend wanted sushi tonight, so I actually got 4 of these sushis, 4 of these, and then I got my miso soup again. I got 2 miso soups, and I did get the seaweed salad again. This stuff, It's because I've been craving it. I think my body needs iodine. There's a lot of iodine in seaweed, so I like to get it now and then just for that. And everything came to $37.42. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I also got another one of those beef sticks. Yeah, I got another one of these beef sticks because I just love to have my face really bloated. All right, so that's it. Hi. Alright, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed today's ramble, and I thank you for your time and your patience, and I hope you enjoyed today's rambles. Bye bye.